I had a handbrake on a locomotive, tying the brake, chain slipped, squirted a disc out between L4 and L5. The Class 1s are pretty intimidating people. I knew going in I was going to be off for a while and I had to have a little guidance on this. I've been around long enough to see how they treated people and what I was up against. I had a friend of mine, Roy Jack. I know Roy had used him, and now he works for Eric. He kind of guided me through this. I trusted Roy because he was a friend of mine. I was right at retirement age. My biggest fear was that they'd just fire you and fight you. And, you know, when it was pension time, I was kind of rattled by all that pressure. The first experience was with Eric. He sat down very plain spoken to me and explained to me the circumstance, what we were getting into, how it all worked, how they handle it. He explained time frames to me. And then once I signed with him, we got in, of course, Roy's been a friend of mine, and Tanya, and I can't say enough good about Tanya. Any question I had, I could call her and she would get me a response, short order. And it was always accurate. It was always the right thing to say, the right thing to do. The first time I talked to Eric Holland, he explained to me how the FELA process works. My concern was, being almost retirement age, that the Class 1s, they're ugly people, that they would find a way to fire you, and pension and all that would go out the window. We were tying everything down, winding handbrakes, and the second locomotive had a ratchet style handbrake. Chain slipped on that when it got tight. That's when the injury occurred. It dropped me to my knees. Took off a day after that and had to go see the doctor because it didn't get better. I thought maybe it was just a muscle or something, but it wasn't. It was a herniated disc and touching my spinal cord, and it was pretty serious pain. Everything he told me, timeline and everything, was right on target. Worked out good for me age-wise for my pension. I came right off of this, right into the pension, and out the door we went. I think the railroad was satisfied. They got a decent agreement out of it. There were no hard feelings with anybody when I walked out the door. We all shook hands and everybody was happy. The thing that stands out the most to me was how personal it was. It's like they knew you like family when I went in there. They always knew who you were when you called, wanted to know how everything was going, do you need anything? And anything that I needed, they took care of it. Come and see Eric, talk to him. Don't be afraid of the big guys, because he's a big guy too. He knows how to handle them. He knows how to handle the RRB, and I would recommend, if you're in a similar circumstance and you've been injured, this is the guy.